Hi there, my name is Matthew Brick. I'm a Valor Christian High School student, brother of four. I'm a wrestler, and I'm out to find interesting stories to talk to about, make connections, and hopefully point people to God. Let's get this, the Brick House Podcast.
This is Brick's home. This is your house. Presenting the Brick House Podcast. The Brick House. Here comes the boom.
Hey there, guys. My name is Matthew Brick. Welcome back to the Brick House Podcast. Today is a beautiful Friday morning, but it is snowing. I did not know that. Today I'm here with a person I'm just getting to know. She's active in Valor community. Her name is Morgan Minnihan. She's a junior at Valor Christian High School. She's in leadership. She's a student leader at Red Rocks Church, and she values community and her faith. How are you doing, Morgan?
I'm doing well. How are you, Matthew?
I'm doing good. I really appreciate you being on here. I just want to hear a little bit about you and, tell us first off, about leadership, because you seem to love that and serving.
Yeah, I would say definitely from a young age, I've always thought I wanted to be a leader. I was that kid in elementary school where they would be like, who wants to be the line leader? And I would run up to the front. But when I came into Valor, I even emailed Miss Liza and I was like, hey, I'm a freshman, can I join student leadership? And she was like, no, you have to wait till you're a sophomore. And I was like, okay. But student leadership has become such a big part of my life. I love just serving around Valor and serving the kids here and the student body. And it's been so fun, just planning events. And especially one thing I love that we do is we do a leadership lesson once a week. And it depends on being disciplined or having integrity or focusing on compassion towards others or gratitude for your leadership style. And so leadership has become a big part of every aspect of my life. I'm the golf chaplain and in DECA, I'm going to run to be a DECA officer. So I just love being and stepping into that leadership role and then getting to learn from other people and having mentors in my life.
Oh, that's so cool. I did not know that. That's really cool. So who would, if you had role models, who are those role models?
I would definitely say a lot of my teachers are Miss Lanting. I've had her for 2 years and I meet with her twice a month and I just get to learn about who she is as a person, how leadership's been for her in her life and especially her one as a teacher, but also just as a person and serving in the community and how she leads in that way. But also my life group leader, they're definitely big people that I look up to and I just aspire to learn more from them. And also just especially in student leadership, all the VPs, Ty, our student body president, and just everyone that I work with in committees, everyone has such a leadership unique style to them. And I think it's so cool to just learn from every other person about different qualities they have.
That is cool. Ty, if you're listening, I'm going to get you on. He's been asking me, hey, when will I be on? Soon. Oh, yeah, I'm excited. So with being so much into the community, and you only have a year left at Valor, what would you want to accomplish in the next year? I know that's kind of a big question, but yeah.
Yeah, well, so I am running for student body president.
Okay.
But so we'll see. I know that it's either going to work out or I'll get a VP or something. But I definitely would want to say my main thing, and I know everyone says this when they're running for student body president, but the student culture and community at Valor, I feel there's just something missing there. And
Okay.
I think a big part of that is honestly the spirituality, because there's so many we get this amazing opportunity to go to this amazing school and the teachers are so they have a heart of God, they're passionate about God.
Yeah.
And I feel sometimes we take that for advantage and there should be so much more gratitude surrounded around that. And I think that if we really stepped into our faith and and I mean especially how many kids get chapel like at their school? Like no one gets that. And like the fact that we get that opportunity is amazing. And so one of my biggest goals is just like really showing people like what the Lord can do in your life, and like honestly being a resource in that aspect. And like if I was to be student body president or like a VP, I really just want to bring the community in as like one, and like just have like a heart of God like in our community, and just really show one to ourselves, but like just to everyone else that like, yeah, you can call us Christians, you can call us like private school kids, but like we have a heart of God, and that's what matters. And like there is a reason that we're all at this school, and like that's from God. And so my biggest thing is just like really showing everyone like what the Lord can do in your life, and like why that's so important.
Oh, I love that. I really do. I think that's admirable. So, well, tell us a little bit about like your relationship with Jesus, and maybe how did that come?
Yeah, so I would definitely say like as a kid, I went to Catholic Sunday school and like Catholic church, and my parents were like super strict Catholics, and
Okay.
I was kind of like that kid who just like went to church and like I didn't care at all. But when I went to public school all my life until Valor, and in middle school I went down like a super dark path during COVID, and like I mean it was like probably shouldn't say this on the podcast,
Oh,
but
that's
like
fine.
it was not like I was in the wrong friend group. I was doing the
Okay.
wrong things, and then my parents got divorced, and so that kind of just like hit me hard. And I was like, and I know everyone's like, when you hit a dark place, like you find God. I was actually the complete opposite. I went so far away. I was like, I stopped going to church. I was like, you know what? Like, I don't care anymore. This is all like done. And then a couple months later, and I mean, I got in trouble like all the time. So like, I kind of
I
like,
can't imagine.
yeah, 3 months without a phone or friends, kind of
Okay.
hard. But I got the opportunity to come to Tour Valor one day, and my mom was like, I really want you to go see this. And I was like, okay. And right when I came and toured, like I fell in love with the school, and I was like, wow, like, and I mean, I used to have the same mindset about this school, like, oh, like they're private school kids. But I just like, I fell in love with everything here, and I saw like a culture that like I've never seen before, especially because it's so different outside of these walls. And I would say that kind of really started my faith. Like, I've never been to like a Christian church until I came to Valor, and like we had chapel. And then slowly, like my friends would start inviting me to church, and I was like, okay, like I kind of like this. And then it was always like a very in and out thing. Like, you know, it's like you're not really in, but like you kind of say you're a Christian, and like you kind of go to church, you kind of pray sometimes. And I was like, you know, it was like back and forth, and I couldn't really find like something that like really meant something to me. And then sophomore year, I went to Israel on a discovery
That
trip.
is so cool.
And again, like that to me, now that I look back on it, it was just like a calling from God. Like the fact that I came here, and then like I went to Israel, and like I made all these amazing friends that who like have the same values as me, and like I met all these amazing teachers who have like shown me their faith and like helped me dive more into mine. That like to me is just like all God. And like there's a reason I came, but I ended up getting baptized in the Jordan River. And that was definitely like it was a super big step, because I remember like the night before I went to one of the leaders on our trip, and I was like, I don't know if this is the right thing to do. Like, I don't know if I'm ready. And she was like, I just want you to pray about it and see what happens. And I remember that morning waking up, I just like, I knew. I was like, I'm ready. Like, it's time to go all in. And so ever since then, I just like have been going to youth, getting involved there, praying, reading my Bible every day. And it's just like, you feel so much more like joy and like just at peace with everything. And so that's definitely been like, now everything I do, like God is at the center.
That's
and
great.
I mean, like I said, I'm involved in so many things. So like my mind is always like scrambling, and I'm like worrying about my grades, and like if I get like a B on a test, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm not going to college now. And I've just kind of like shifted my mindset that like that all might happen, but like God's at the center of everything. Like it doesn't matter like if I have like one bad tournament in golf, like it's okay, because God's the center of it. And yes, you may like have like some stumbles and like you might swerve off the path a little bit, but like you're always going to come back to God, and that's all that's going to matter. So that's a little bit about my faith journey. It's definitely been hard though. Like it takes a lot of discipline, and it's not always easy because like, I mean, for like the past 10 months maybe, it's been like I can't go to parties like my friends, and like sometimes like I spend nights alone and like everyone else will be having fun, but it's like I don't want to do that. And like I know that like the path I'm on is okay for myself, and that's all that matters, even though like I might not be able to do some of the things my friends do, but like that's okay to me. And I think the more that I've like dove into my relationship with God, I've realized that is that like you don't need hookup culture, you don't need alcohol, like you don't need any of that as long as you have God. So
Well, I promise you, like, the reason why I wanted to reach out with you and talk is it's apparent. I mean, I see you up there at Red Rocks doing your singing, doing your thing.
oh my.
What I'm saying is, like, it's very apparent, and I know people value it, and I think that's what makes you. Or I mean, I don't know you as well, but it's pretty cool to see. What would you say maybe for some people that don't feel so strong in their faith, or they don't feel like reading their Bible, or I mean, that's maybe not, they aren't, Jesus isn't, or God isn't in the center of their life?
I would definitely say it's okay to be at that point. Like I was at that point too. And at the time I didn't realize it. And I don't think it doesn't come to everyone at the same time. And that's okay. I mean, even though like we go to this school, if you're in chapel and like someone has their hands out next to you, it's okay to not want to do that. Like if you're not ready for that, I think that's totally fine. And God, like he has a reason for that. Like he knows what you're going to do. He knows your actions. He knows like if you're going to step into your faith, if you're not. And I think that it really just depends like when it comes to you. And for me, that was like just experiencing an opportunity instead of like finding him in a dark place. And I think some people may either find him in a dark place, or they might like something amazing might happen to them and they'll be like, wow, like this wasn't on my own, like it wasn't me. But definitely like a step I would say someone could take is just like as simple as like finding someone to like pray with them, or like honestly, I think prayer is like one of the most powerful things for me, just because it's kind of like what I rely on now. And it's like, even though it's not like you have to like have like a in-depth prayer and be like this, because I think sometimes we think like we have to have like this perfect prayer laid out, and it's just like you're talking to God. You're literally just having a conversation. And I think it's as simple as just asking for something and being like, hey God, like what do you think I should do with this? Or like something like that. Or even just like going to church for once. I mean, I try to invite a new friend to youth every single week, or
cool.
to church. And just, I mean, there was this girl because I went to the feeder school for Mountain Vista.
Okay.
And she goes to Mountain Vista. She's a senior, and she's in like our little like friend group outside of school. And I was like, hey, like, why didn't you come to church with me for one time? And she was like, oh, like I've never been to church. Like I'm not religious at all. And I was like, that's okay. Like you might as well just come. And she came and she was like, oh my gosh, I loved it.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, it's literally just like as simple as like doing something that makes you uncomfortable. It's good to be uncomfortable. And, you know, it's kind of like Pastor Sean Johnson said, like, you want to be in an uncomfortable situation. And I think that's hard for some people, but I think it's good to experience that. And you never know, like, what you'll find out of that. So.
Great response. Everything I'm asking, you're just so great at. You're giving good answers. You're making it easy on me. All right. A little bit. Tell me, you do golf. Mm-hmm. How long have you been doing that?
Well, so I grew up playing soccer. I played soccer for 11 years, and then I came into Valor, and I was like, I'm done with that. And so but I've played golf like kind of competitively since freshman year, and then I played like 3 years before that in like a league, like as kind of like a joke, just like a side thing. It's definitely like so like mentally challenging.
Yeah.
I think I cry like twice a round. Like it's so bad. And my emotions definitely like get the best of me when I go into a sport. And it's definitely been like a big challenge in my life, but it's something that I find a lot of like glory in like doing it for God. And I think that we all have like these talents, and some maybe like in sports or arts or, academics or like serving in discovery. And I think that for me, for golf, it's been like kind of like my second thing that I've really liked to do. And like I love meeting like the freshmen and like helping them out with golf and like just teaching them about it. And now that I'm the golf chaplain, I think it's so cool that I get to integrate like my faith into my sport and like help my team, because especially like in such like a mentally challenging sport, like it's not on you. Like you can't rely on yourself. Like you have to rely on God. And I've started like just like as simple things as like praying before a match or a tournament, a match.
Hey,
Yeah,
all good.
there's so many things you could call it. Or just like praying before practice, or it's like, and I mean, I've even got to like points where I'm like, do I really want to play golf anymore? And I think that every athlete gets to that at some point where they're like, why am I doing this still? And it's just as simple as like asking God, like, what do you want to see me do in this? Like, do you want to see me continue? Do you not? And when I did that, I felt like it was just like, I want you to continue doing this, and I want you to step into like a bigger role. And so, yeah, when my coach came to me and asked me to be the chaplain, I was like, I'd love to. Like, I think that'd be so fun. And so, yeah, that's where I'm at with golf right now. But it's definitely like a challenging thing. Like, it's not easy playing a sport, especially going to like such a rigorous school with like academics and everything. Like, it's such a challenge to have like be a student athlete. And so I think that it's really good to find God in that sport. And I think a lot of the times like we can get caught up in being like competitive and like trying to win and like forgetting about all of that. And like we always have like the mindset of like, I need to win a state championship. But instead it's like just focus on like the gratitude that you have for playing this sport and do it all for the glory of God. Like don't rely on yourself to do it.
Yeah, I can totally relate with that this wrestling season, so I do call it a match.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was like, I saw your shirt wrestling, and I was like, a match. That's not what it's called, actually.
Wait, what do they call a game? A tournament?
A tournament.
Tournament.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's so weird.
No, I wanna play in a tournament. Maybe I'm not good enough for high school, but like maybe when I'm 20, 30, and maybe once my peak is up or down, I could start hitting golf balls. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a lifelong sport.
I
It's
know, it's
hard
really
though.
cool.
It's so challenging.
Yeah.
I mean, I've played for like 5 years, and I still get so frustrated.
Yeah, no.
But-
I would think that a lot of people say it's easy, but it's not, right? No.
I mean, not really like physically challenging. It's literally just like a mental game, and like it's very like, I don't know, you have to have like a perfect swing and like all this stuff.
Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah, I had a few golf tech lessons, but I don't think that makes me qualify for Valor or golf or anything of that sort. No, but I can't relate. People say that wrestling's like chess. I don't know. I mean, I would say it's pretty mental.
Yeah.
Because like there's that intimidation factor. Like someone could appear really strong, but also that's one thing I've seen, that sometimes people are not as strong as they seem,
Yeah.
or they don't look super strong and they are. And then I don't know, like anything, you get like the jitters, or like you feel kind of nervous.
Yeah.
But then also there's a skill to it, a technique like anything else. But wrestling for me has been very rewarding.
Yeah.
And talking about faith, I'd done it like last year. I didn't win a single match, and I don't know if it was because like I feel like with a wrestling that's as tough as it is, I feel like you have to have a reason to keep going, especially
Yeah.
in the matches. It would have been like you're gonna get choked out or you're gonna get pinned. So how do you keep fighting, especially when it's like 30 seconds left in the match? Or like, so what I've realized in this year why I did so well is because there were countless of times I'm kind of a risky fighter. I don't really play it safe.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Probably because my technique is not as good as it could be. But when you get caught in that, and I would assume it's probably for any other sport, but I realized that, okay, I'm losing. What can I do? Or not what can I do, but what's going to keep me going? What's going to keep me going? Because you got to have a reason or a purpose to keep fighting. or playing your sport or this, like what you were saying. And so, but I really have relied on God. I got my first match. I'm up to 10 pins. And
Hey, good
oh
job.
yeah, 2-0 on varsity debut. 2 forfeits. Those don't really count, but it's just really, and it was really exciting. Like I got to see a change, and it was an amazing season for me. But I really believe it's because I put God at the center of things, and like there were things that like chains that had broken since last season, and there's behaviors that I'm doing that are a whole lot better, and I feel free too. And so it's like I can wrestle, and I don't have to like worry about anything else.
Yeah.
But that's a little bit about me. Let's see. Okay. I know we're on time a little bit. I'll have another question. If people could like, oh, Morgan's this. Morgan, you know, what would people describe you as? If you think?
I would definitely say people would describe me as like loud and energetic.
Nice.
And I would definitely say like a lot of joy all the time, because I'm always like seen as like pretty like happy and like excited to do things, which I mean is definitely a good thing, but I also can be very like stubborn and aggressive and like bipolar. Like I definitely have a lot of emotions that can get the best of me. But for mostly, I would definitely say like my friends always see me as like very joyful, and I think part of that comes like from the Lord. And I hate the word people use happiness. I just like do not like it. I'm just like, because I feel like happiness is so like temporary and joy is like forever. Like you just like, it keeps coming. And I've really found that the more I've grown with God is like just being like a joyful person no matter like what happens. And I know like I have my moments like
For sure.
this morning, like when I was driving, I was like, dude, like get out of my way, like right now. But I'm very like, it comes to a point where like, yeah, I might cry or yeah, I might be frustrated, but there's always still going to be like that joy aspect I come to. And so I would definitely say my friends and like parents would describe me as like super like joyful and like energetic, and just like I very am like a future oriented person, and I like look for like the next thing to do. So
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, let's end it on a few fun questions.
okay.
Yeah. All right. If you could have an exotic pet, what would you have?
Oh, I would definitely say I'd have like, I'd probably have like a narwhal or something like that.
nice.
Or like a really cool like ocean creature. Maybe like yeah, I would say a narwhal. I think those are
Narwhal?
so cool.
I don't
Probably
know.
not even real, but like
No.
I think it'd be sick.
Yeah, I would probably just want like a monkey or like a monkey.
Yeah.
I mean,
Said
not,
I was exotic though. So like
It's-
let's like think outside of the box here.
not a lot of people have monkeys as pets.
Yeah, but like
Let's think.
a really exotic creature.
I'd want like a big cat, like a lion.
That'd be sick. Or like
Yeah.
a cheetah.
Cheetah, yeah. I think that.
No one's coming into your house and
No,
breaking in.
no. Well, the only thing I'd have to worry about is if they're going to eat me. Like, you
Yeah.
know, Mike Tyson had a pet tiger, I think, too. Only he could, like, wrestle with them because
Oh
you'd
my.
get eaten, bit. I don't know.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, that's a fun fact.
That'd be cool though.
Yeah, you got to be
Lion.
a type of person to have those types of cats.
Yeah.
You got to be like the alpha. You can't.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could.
Yeah.
If you could go anywhere on an all-paid vacation, where would you go?
I would definitely say let's see. I would say Greece, but I've been to Greece. So I honestly would probably say this is just like been on my heart lately, and like I really want to go. I really want to go to India. That's where I want to go on my discovery trip senior year. But
Okay.
I just have had like this like I really want to go there, and I just want to like see what it's like. And like my aunt's been to India and everything, and she just tells me like a ton of stories about it, and like I would definitely go there.
Yeah, I was talking. I did a podcast episode with Coach Erica, and she
Erica.
told me about her experience in India. Check that episode out. But no, I mean what they're doing over there. That's really cool, and it is a real it's for real sometimes. Like they go out to the area of where like they're doing the blood worship and stuff. But it's I think it's gonna be a good experience. Hope you do go.
Yeah, hopefully. We'll see.
I think so.
Yeah.
And then if you could have a wacky job, like any wacky job, but like wacky, what would it be? Like I'm thinking like I'm the person who like the bungee jumping guy. I don't know. Or like the skydiving guy. That's a pretty wacky job. I don't know.
I've always wanted to go skydiving.
18, that's when I'm going. My 18th birthday.
Dude, that's going to be so sick. My Spanish teacher, Senor Brooks, showed us
nice.
a video of him skydiving.
Yeah.
And then he like fell, but it was really funny. I would probably say, this is so like odd, but I would probably, this isn't really, it's like odd for me, but I would probably be like an assistant coach of like gymnastics or something.
Nice.
Or like hockey. Maybe an assistant boys hockey coach.
Yeah.
Not girls. But yeah, I would definitely be like a coach or something. But like that's just like so weird for me because I would never do that like in my entire life.
I think you could. Maybe like golf coach someday.
Oh,
No?
maybe not.
I know we're going on time. What if you could say one last thing, if there's anything, what would you want to tell people that are listening to it? Last thing, big moral speech, I don't know.
Yeah, I would definitely just say like you matter, and I know like you hear that from like literally everyone, and it's always like, oh, look at this positive quote on Instagram, but like you do really matter, and I think everyone is so unique, and especially like not even just at Valor, but you see that everywhere. There's like so many different people. It's so weird. There's so many different people in this world, but like everyone is going through something first of all, and so I think it's never a good thing to like really judge someone. And I love finding new things about people. And like I didn't know you at first. I didn't know you did wrestling or anything, but I would definitely say like everyone is their own unique person, and like God made you that way, and there's a reason that like you are still on this earth. Like there's a reason you wake up every day and that you keep getting through the days. And I would definitely just say like don't take that for granted, but like really live it out to the full, and like live your life whatever way that looks for you, whether it's with Christian values or not, but like live your life the way you want, because it is such a precious thing. And like I always say, like life is so precious because like you can't go back and watch it again, and maybe in heaven, who knows. But like I think just like everyone like wakes up every single day for a reason, and like you are such like a wonderful like human being that like God created perfectly in like his own specific way. And so I would just say like really like love yourself and like live your life the way you want, no matter what anyone could think of you. So
well, that's well said. Thank you guys very much. If you guys want to talk to me or talk to Morgan, I bet she's all good for that.
yeah, of course.
Oh yeah. All right, guys. See you guys next week. Peace.